Good, beautiful, hot Sunday afternoon, viewers. Today I'm going to be putting front brakes, the pads and rotors on a 2011 F-150. But on my way up there, I've got about a 100-mile one-way trip. So there and back, it'll be about 200 miles total. And behind me, I have a 2015 Chevrolet Cruze. And what I wanted to do was see what this thing is capable of fuel mileage wise. Now the drive up here is going to be along the borderline of Illinois and Missouri along the river road. So I want to see what this thing is going to get fuel mileage wise. I'm predicting 40. And I say that because the speed limit is 55 and that's what I'm going to drive. And the ground is flat. It's flat as a pancake. So this Cruze has the 1.4 turbo 4-cylinder engine, and I'm expecting at least 40 out of it. And I wanted to give you a little history of the driving of this thing and what the fuel mileage has looked like. Now, one of the things you have to understand about turbocharged engines is their fuel mileage greatly varies on how you drive them. So let me give you a history of what my fuel mileage has been with this vehicle over the past 200 and something miles now. This is my current trip to where I'm at now. As you can see, I've been getting 36 miles to the gallon. That's a little bit of city driving and mostly highway driving though. As you can see, my average speed is up and I've traveled 51.3 miles, average 36. Now, go back to when I first started driving this vehicle. I've put over 300 miles on it. I averaged 26.4, but my average speed is much less. That's because there were a lot of short trips, starting, stopping, idling, letting the air conditioning run during the summer, auto start. It's all those things that add up to bringing that overall fuel mileage down quite a bit. This is the LT model Cruze. And here's all the parts that I'm going to be using for the brake job. I've got pads, rotors, and a bunch of tools. You never know what you'll need, so I just try to throw everything in there. My cordless impact, change of work clothes, wrenches, sockets, towels and rags, everything you would need for a good brake job. Now, turbocharged engines are capable of being very fuel efficient, but they're also capable of going through a lot of gas. That's because of the forced induction. As more air is forced into the engine via the turbocharger, more fuel has to be injected to keep the engine from running lean. That's why these engines are capable of outstanding fuel mileage if you drive them easily, but also capable of gulping down a ton of fuel if you drive them hard. Now, most people who've watched my videos for a while know that I am a Ford guy. Ford has always been my favorite brand. I don't know why, it's just the way it is. But I gotta say that Toyota and General Motors are a very close second. And this Cruze is one of those perfect examples. The competitor of the Cruze would obviously be the Focus and maybe even the Fiesta, even though the Fiesta competes directly with the Spark rather than the Cruze. I really do like the Chevrolet Cruze and I would take it over a Ford Focus. One of the biggest reasons being is the way it looks. I love the way that these things looked. In my opinion, they really got this car right. It looks good, the front end looks great, it rides wonderfully. I like the leather seats and the heated seats and the features they have with it. And really, it's just, I like the way the car looks better than a Ford Focus. So if it came down to those two, I would take this Cruze over a Focus. And I say this because I want to ensure that you know that I'm going to be completely fair when driving this vehicle, and I'm going to try to get the best fuel mileage that I possibly can out of this car on this trip to really see what it's capable of. And again, these are flat roads, the speed limit's 55. It's the perfect setting, it's a perfect environment to get the best fuel mileage that you can out of a car like this. Alright guys, here we go. The Cruze has been set at 55 miles per hour, which is the speed limit, and we are on the river road where it's nice and flat. Alright guys, I'm at a stop in the trip. Look at that, 38.8. And fast forward a couple more hours and here I am back in St. Louis again. I've come back from Illinois and I am proud to say that I met my estimate. Here we go, guys. 40.5 miles per gallon. Now it's time to see if it adds up with the fuel pump. There's the shutoff. 2.336 gallons. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of math here. My first fill up, when I made one stop during the trip, I didn't document that on video, but I did make one stop, was 2.31 gallons. And then this stop here was 2.33 gallons. So if I add these up, I get a total of 4.64 gallons of fuel used total on this 188 mile trip. All right, so let me do some number crunching here. I'm using my phone to take the video, so now I have to go back to old school math here and do some handout written math problems. So we traveled 188.2 miles total on this trip, filled up twice for a total of 4.64 gallons. Now, we'd take the 188.2 miles divided by 4.64 gallons of fuel, and we come out to, I'm going to double check this on my calculator because this is scary accurate, 40.56 miles per gallon. That's scary accurate to the digital readout. That is amazingly accurate. So I'm gonna verify it on my phone to make sure. So there you have it, guys. I'm impressed. 40.56 miles to the gallon. That is scary accurate to the digital readout on this 2015 Chevrolet Cruze here. That was pretty good. Now, I know there are vehicles that do better and get better fuel mileage, and I know diesel models can do even better, but still, I'm not sure whether to be more impressed with the fuel mileage or how close the digital readout was to me calculating the amount of miles driven and then the amount of gallons of fuel that I put in the fuel tank. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. So there you have it. Challenge succeeded. 40.5 miles to the gallon. And that is accurate. Now it's time for me to get some AC on in this car before I die. It's hot out there. It's nice and cool in here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thought that would be neat to do. See exactly what kind of fuel mileage this thing can get when you drive it easy and see what I can get out of it. So, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.